Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Solar Tech. Today I will be covering 20 tips and tricks that you can use with the Samsung Galaxy A12. Do note I have already made a separate comprehensive video on the Samsung Galaxy A12 should you want to view that. With that said, let's get started on the 20 tips and tricks which I hope you will enjoy. Because of the large screen size of this phone, it can be difficult to operate. So I'm going to show you how to operate it using the one-handed mode. To do that, we go to our settings, which is here. At the top, we select advanced features. Then we will choose this option here, which says one-handed mode. And in the middle here, we shall select it where it says use one-handed mode. Once we've done that, we have the options of using the gesture or the button. But I'm going to stick with the button option. Once that's done, tap on it here, and if we double tap here, there you go. We now have the one-handed mode option, which, as you can see, works beautifully. I should also emphasize, sometimes in this one-handed mode option, just around the perimeter here, you do get some blue lines. That allows you to extend it further. And also bear in mind that this is the smallest it will go. So you may want to, when you see the blue lines, you may want to extend it slightly. Also, whilst we're here, the other thing you can do is by just tapping on this arrow here, you move it to the right, and vice versa, tapping on this arrow here, you move it to the left. Again, this will depend whether you are right-handed or left-handed. And then once you're complete, tap anywhere in this black area and it will return to its normal size. Due to the large size of this phone, taking photos can be a little cumbersome, and I'm going to show you how that can be made easier by activating a second shutter button, otherwise known as the floating shutter button. To do this, we tap on the camera icon. Top left here, we'll select settings. Then we shall scroll up until we see shooting methods, which is this option here. So we'll tap on it. Then we're going to select this first option, which says floating shutter button. Now we can go back, and here we have the floating shutter button. Clearly this is the primary shutter button and this is the secondary one. So as you can see, it makes life a lot easier when taking photos. You can move it anywhere around the screen. Makes life so much easier. Once you finish, you can return it back to the primary position. Should you need it again in future, just tap on it and bring it anywhere on the screen. I will now show you how to change the screen timeout on this device. By that I mean when you open the device and after a certain amount of seconds, usually maybe after 30 seconds, it locks out. Well, I can show you how to extend that time. To do this, what we do is go to our settings, this button here, left, tap on that. We select the display option. Once we've done that, we scroll up and we're going to choose this option here, screen timeout. Okay, So as we can see, we have the options of 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 30 minutes. So you can choose whichever one suits you. For myself, I've chosen 5 minutes. And that is how you adjust the screen timeout. I'm now going to open any app as a pop-up window. To do this, I'm going to tap on this 3 white lines in the navigation bar. And for this exercise, I shall use YouTube. What I need to do now is press down on the YouTube icon. I will get this submenu with these 4 options. I'm going to select the second option from the top, which is Open in Pop-up View. So let's do that without further ado. And there you have YouTube as a pop-up window. A few other things you can do whilst you're here is you can, if you press down here, you can move it around wherever you see fit on the screen. And another thing you can do, if my fingers are nimble enough, is to just press down on this corner here and you can resize it. You can resize it as you see fit. You can also do it here, minimize it like that. So maybe you want to come back to it later. You don't have to go through the whole process. Just tap on this YouTube icon and it will reappear. Also, you can press the X once you've finished, or you may decide you like what you're viewing so much you want to see it on the full screen. That's not a problem. Just tap on this icon here, which shows to expand. And there you go. I will now demonstrate how to launch the camera using the side key, or otherwise known as the on-off button. So to do this, what we do is we double tap. And there we go. We've launched the camera. You can use this same function to also launch any of your favorite apps. So I'll demonstrate that by just going back there. And if we go to our settings, and if we go to advanced features, we have side key here. And as it says there, at the moment we have it launching the camera. And what we do is select Open App. We'll select one of the other apps that we would like to launch very quickly without going through everything. So for now, I shall choose the calculator. And once that's done, it's there. Now, once we double tap on the side key, here we go. Have you ever taken a selfie only to realize later on that it just doesn't look quite right? I'll give you a classic example. Before taking a selfie, you cover your right eye. Once you've taken the selfie, you look back at the photo, but you are now covering your left eye. So to correct this, what you do is launch the camera app, go to settings, we scroll up and we choose this option here. It says pictures as previewed, and just below it says save selfies as they appear in the preview without flipping them. So we select that option. So now when you take a selfie, it should look the way it was previewed. I'm now going to show you 2 features rolled into one. The first one is lift to wake. So that is when your phone has been lying dormant for a while. Once you lift it up, the lock screen will appear. The other option is, again, when your phone is lying dormant. Instead of picking it up, what you do is you double tap on the screen and the lock screen will appear. So to perform those two functions, what we need to do is go to our settings, and up here, if we just type in this bar here, if we select lift to wake, if we tap on it again, and at the top here we have the option to lift to wake. If we activate that, and at the same time we'll choose the second option, which is double tap to wake. So if we activate that, so what this means is when the phone next switches off, we will be able to perform these two functions. I'm now going to put the lift to wake and the double tap to the test. So starting with lift to wake. Hey presto, that works fantastic. And now we'll try with the double tap. Again, perfect. Once you've set up your device, one of the very first things I would recommend doing is to activating your battery percentage, so you know how much you have left, especially when you're out and about and on the move. To do this, what we do is go into our settings, and in the search bar up here, okay, as you can tell I've done this before. So here, I show battery percentage, tap the one below, and then I select the last option here, so show battery percentage, and hey presto, we have it showing right there. And just to run through that again, look, so it's off. Once we click on it, it's back on. To take a screenshot, what we're going to do is press down on the on-off button and on the volume rocker at the same time. Should warn you, this will take a few attempts, so don't panic if you don't get it the first, second or third go, but after a few subsequent goes you will get the hang of it. Okay, so finger midway in the volume rocker and then on the on-off power button. So after 3, we'll press both down at the same time. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so there we are. Have our screenshot. We can resize it from any corner. We can also do some painting. Once it comes, while that's sorting itself out, we can also share it there. Okay, hopefully we'll get the, there we go, finally. So we can do some drawings, so I'll just pick this color, that pencil, and I believe, there we go, you can draw. Woohoo! Not bad, eh? And there you go, that's how to take a screenshot. I'm now going to show you how to activate a widget. To do so, we press down on the home screen. We have some options below, these 4 options. We're going to select this one, which is the widgets. So we tap on that. And you can see we can change anything from the calendar, contacts, clock, digital well-being, Gmail, maps, radio, and so forth. But I should take this back to the beginning, and I'll keep it nice and simple. I'll choose the clock option. Once we're here, we have 4 sub-menus. We have alarm, analog clock, dual clock, and a digital clock. So I'm going to choose the digital clock. And to choose the digital clock or any of the widgets, so as it says here, you mustn't tap, you need to touch and hold to pick up a widget. So I'll show, there we go, touch. I've touched it and I released it because now I get some other options. So I can change the background color. I'm going to leave it as it is. Now the background transparency. So what I'm going to do is use this slider from 100% to 0%, and you can see how it affects this part here. So just keep your eye on this part of the screen as I move the slider from right to left. You can see, there we go, that becomes more prominent. And then if I move it back to 100%, it becomes more transparent. So for this, I shall leave it at 0%. Okay, and at the bottom here, it says match with dark mode. I'm going to leave it as it is. Once we're complete, press for the home screen, and as you can see, the digital clock and the date appears here. But what we want to do is move it to somewhere that looks more tidy. So if we hold down on the widget, move it up here, that looks more tidy. And then what we want to do is move these two further down. So if we just hold down, back into position, that looks better. Same again. There we go. That looks neat and tidy, and that looks nice and neat where it is. And also much more user-friendly to read, especially the time, rather than trying to read it at the top left here. So that's how you activate a widget. One way of accessing the notification panel is by scrolling down like this, and then a second time. I'm going to show you another way of accessing the notification panel using the side key. So what we do, move that up, and what we do is we go to our settings and go to advanced features, motions and gestures, and then we're going to select the second from the bottom option, which is the finger sensor gesture. And as it says just below it, open and close the notification panel using the fingerprint sensor. So we'll select that, tap on the home screen, and obviously the side key or the fingerprint sensor. So if we just slide down like this, there you go, look at that. That was super quick. Super quick. And to close it, we do it back up and up again. So just to bring it down once, and then we rub our finger on it, and again. So that's the other option of accessing the notification panel. To change this from portrait mode to landscape mode, what we're going to do is to press down on the home screen. At the bottom here where it says home screen settings, we select that and we scroll up until we see this option that says rotate to landscape mode. We activate that, we go back to the home screen, and now we should be able to rotate from portrait to landscape mode. I'm now going to show you how to take a selfie just by raising the palm of your hand to the front facing camera. So what we do is we launch our camera app, we go to settings, we scroll up until we find shooting methods, and we're going to select the bottom option, which is to show your palm to the camera to take a selfie. Okay, so that's ready to rock and roll. We hit the home button, we select the camera. Because we want to take a selfie, we select this option here. Hey, press that I am. So what I'm now going to do is hold my palm of my hand in front of the camera to activate the timer, and then it will automatically take a selfie. So this is what we do. To change the home screen grid layout, what we do is press down on the home screen, bottom right here where it says home screen settings, we tap on that. We choose the second option down, which is home screen grid. And as you can see, we have some options here. So we have 4x5, 4x6, 5x5, 5x6, and I'll just choose 4x5, and then we hit save. To change the app's screen grid, what we do is press down on the home screen, select the home screen settings on the bottom right. We then choose the third option down, which is the app's screen grid. And again, we have some options here. We have the 4x5, 4x6, 5x5, and 5x6. And again, I should choose 4x5 and then tap on save. A cool feature with this phone is the ability to keep the screen on without turning it on and off every so often. And the way to do that is just by looking at the phone. To activate this, what we do is go to our settings, again, bottom left. We select advanced features. Then we're going to select motions and gestures, just there. And then we're going to select the third option down, which is Smart Stay. And as it says here, just below it, it says keep the screen on while you're looking at it. There you go. A cool feature with this phone is the ability to hide apps, especially from prying eyes. So for example, I'm going to use Galaxy Store as the app that I'm going to hide. And to do this, press down on the home screen, and then bottom right, we will select the home screen settings option. Tap on that. We scroll up and we're going to choose this option near the bottom that says hide apps. So if we tap on that, so now we have all our apps and we can now choose which apps we would like to hide. Again, for this exercise, I'm going to select the Galaxy Store app. And there it is, showing at the top as a hidden app. Once complete, I will tap on done. Once that's done, press on home screen there. And as you can see, it's not appearing anymore. Now, what we can do is reverse the process and bring back the app. So to do that, press down on the home screen button. Again, bottom right, we're going to select the home screen settings. We're going to scroll up and we're going to select hide apps. And go in alphabetical order. And we're going to deselect Galaxy Store app. And then at the bottom, we shall press done. Press the home button there. And then to find it, swipe up, and there it is, Galaxy Store. Now we want to move it back to the home screen. So if we hold down on it, there we go. And it's back where it originally started. Have you ever wanted to add a location tag to your photos so you can identify where they were taken, especially if you went to a memorable holiday destination? So to do this, it's a two-step process. The first step is to tap on the camera app, go to settings, and if we just scroll up, we're going to choose this option that says location tags. Okay, once that's complete, we now go to the second step of the process. So for the second part, we'll now go to the gallery app. Your photos are stored, and then if we tap on these three dots here, and if we go down to settings and select it, and then if we scroll up and we select this option, which is show location information, if we select that, there you go. So whenever you take photos, you will get the location tag along with it. We have now come across my favorite feature of this phone, and that's the ability to use it as a split screen, which is really handy when multitasking. So let's crack on. Go here, select YouTube, select the bottom here. What should we choose? Let's choose the calculator, and we will choose the first option where it says open in split screen view. Okay, now we'll choose the second app. So let's choose YouTube. And as you can see, we have them running side by side or one on top of each other. The other good thing we can do with this is change the ratio, so we may want more of the calculator, less of YouTube, and vice versa. We can do the same. It's great. In the middle here, we can tap on here and we can rotate them, so we now have YouTube at the top and the calculator at the bottom. Let's try and play something. Let's see if that works. And the other beauty with this as well is that it will also operate from its current portrait position to landscape. Okay, so I should demonstrate that. There we go. And as we did previously, we can change the ratio, which is great. And if we tap in the middle, we can reverse. I really like that, so you can be using the calculator whilst watching the video on the other side. One of the cool features I like about this phone is the way the wallpaper changes whenever you hit the on-off power button, or you double tap the screen, or you lift to raise. For example, so double tap, we have that option, wallpaper. Double tap again. There you go, we have a different wallpaper. And if we double tap the screen again, there you go, we have a different wallpaper. This is really good. And again, look at that. And then we try again. That is really nice. I hope you found these tips and tricks useful. If you found this tutorial useful, please hit the subscribe button below, which is free. A like would also be fantastic, all of which helps to grow the channel. Should you have any questions, please raise them again below in the comment section, and I will be more than happy to respond. Anyway, my name is Shola. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.